this morning and what you can expect coming up this afternoon, as we didn't get to properly introduce you guys, and we all feel horribly about that. EG just beat Team Liquid 2-0, as you can see in the bottom of your screen. That's going to kind of round out the winners phase of this bracket. So Liquid drops down to face Furia. Art had mentioned they really want to get back and play against EG again. They want to be able to take them out after taking a loss earlier in the first round, but they'll have to go through Team Liquid first. And I mean, at this point, we knew in this group that every matchup was going to be awesome to see, so that's just another cool matchup. What we have coming on later today, 100 Thieves taking on cloud9 for the winners match here. The loser will drop down to play Gen G, and that's the matchup we have coming up next. So without going too deep, you guys pumped for this match? We're going to talk about it plenty after the break, so don't use all the gold.
No, well, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna hold myself for that one. And
nice.
I'm actually just, if we look on the left side of the screen, we can actually just look at the score lines overall today. And one of the things that sticks out to me, at least, is the big versus OG game.
Ooh,
OG for me is a team that's been struggling a little bit. That was the winner bracket final, the upper bracket final versus a big that's like looked really good. A big that's beating FaZe versus. Yeah, I mean, overall,
and
I think,
when people have been looking at their lineup and like, maybe this isn't going to work, actually.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, oh, they've been struggling. We even mentioned, like, we would have probably seen at least a little bit more of results. Yeah. But the fact that they actually go on and they win this group, they proceed and they play the playoffs. It's going to start next week. I think it's very impressive.
Yeah, very good stuff.
I wish I could say the same for Vitality North there, but that 2-0 was to be expected, I think.
Listen,
so.
North is just living up to their brand, aren't they, at this point?
They're living up to it.
But at least it's nice.
Consistency in that.
That's to be admired.
Yes.
And at least it's nice to see Vitality, because Vitality did have a slump down. They were losing a little bit more games and stuff like that. They are coming back to winning ways. Obviously, currently plays the top, I think, 2 in the world. Plays second.
This
G2
Apex
still
leadership
number
has
1.
been a surprising revelation.
Yeah, I mean, Apex, we talk about the whole thing being with the Stewie, with Liquid of the being the in-game leader. Apex always been notorious for being a very aggressive player, very much in your face, very much like wants to just go for the expo play. So like, hey, we get the trade, then we just go for it.
Shox even being back as a closer, just a consistent closer
he
that
had
you
a
can
really nice
depend
blast,
on.
didn't he? That's a wild one. I'm still not even fully ready to admit that Shox is all the way back. I don't want to believe because I've been burned.
I think you could start to believe a little bit.
Okay. Well, I've heard that before,
too much
too.
Fear.
There's a lot of Frenchies out there have been telling me to believe, and it never pans out well. Fifi, what you got for us?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to shout out our sponsors, Monster Energy for keeping us energized, Betway for making the matches more exciting, and XPG, our premium laptop sponsor. When we get back after the break, we're going to see 100 Thieves versus cloud9. Yeah, be sure to tune in.
Welcome
Welcome back
there we are.
to the
Oh, you
second
nailed it,
game.
you little rat. Welcome back to the basement sitcom stage that we have going on. Second matchup of the day is about to get underway. We have 100 Thieves taking on Cloud9. What are we thinking? What are the early thoughts?
I mean, 100 Thieves, obviously their first game, we've only seen them once so far this tournament, is versus Chaos, a team that's had a stand-in. They were looking consistent, they were looking pretty good. That's why I think once we saw that first day, I'm excited for this series because Cloud9 actually played a really fantastic series versus Genji. A little bit sloppy there from Genji. We know yesterday they beat Chaos as well. Played a little bit better. But this is a team that actually traded really well. A team as well. I love this pick from Vertigo.
Oh,
I told
Train.
it on day 2 as
I
well.
like Train. Let's get a mix-up in the role here. I like it.
We haven't not seen a lot of Train so far this week.
I feel like we've seen a lot of Nuke. I feel like we've seen a lot of Inferno.
Now, this Vertigo pick is a complete punish pick. The last time these two teams met in a series, it was actually Cloud9 that chose to float Mirage because they didn't want to face 100 Thieves Vertigo, even though Cloud9 never play Mirage. Then 100 Thieves punish picked Mirage. They destroyed them like 16-3.
So Cloud9's like, hell no, not this time.
So this time, once again, is Cloud9 kind of on the back foot in this veto because, once again, they have to just auto veto Mirage. They don't want to play it, but this Vertigo is meant to be a complete punish pick. 100 Thieves on paper are supposed to win that.
No, I mean, they should win that. For me, 100 Thieves is one of the best teams that we have on Vertigo. They've always had like a really nice approach. I mentioned it on day 2. I mentioned NIP with the retakes that they have on the A-bomb site. 100 Thieves Vertigo is really fun to watch. I love their approach. They utilize more mid. They utilize more B on the T side as well. Obviously, they can still go back to the A, but they have a really nice approach to this map. Overall timings as well, just honestly like spot on. This is a really bad. You're right. You know, when you come into this veto and you kind of say like, hey, we have 2 maps that we can't play versus 100 Thieves, and you're forced to play one of them. Yeah. You're already down 1-0 there in terms of like the map picks, and you're forced to win the last 2. Here we see them on the screen. 100 Thieves with a new coach as well, we might add. We just saw EG.
I was going to say, that's actually a really cool little storyline. We just saw the new coach of 100 Thieves is Chad, is Imapet, who is the coach of EG. And towards the end of his tenure in EG, they were really struggling. We just saw the results of the turnaround with Zeus under the helm. And now we get to see Imapet's new team facing off and see what he's brought to the table for 100 Thieves and see if they're going to be able to improve. These are the new, as well, I believe, the new 100 Thieves, the jerseys. This is the new ones that just came out.
Yeah, and just to follow up on that.
For what that matters. Not at all, really.
I mean, I like them. They look pretty nice. I think that 100 Thieves do some pretty cool apparel. On the screen here, Cloud9. Floppy had a great series on this series.
Sonic had a great series.
Sonic has a great series as well, yeah. No, to touch up on that, just with Amapet there as well, and obviously 100 Thieves' previous coach was Kassad, and if we were to compare like coaches and stuff like that, I would compare Kassad more of the likes of a Zeus. Yeah. So obviously when you go there and you do make the transition, and we talked the same thing about EG, now for 100 Thieves, I do think that they do have their basics in order and stuff like that, but I do think that now when we look at this, and we hear even the interview from chat saying like, oh, they didn't even do demo reviews. Like now we're adding into another part of the the equation or whatever, right? So I actually think like maybe Amapet didn't work out for EG because like he's already done the work there. Whereas for Tarek had even mentioned there too, we needed the basics. We needed like more stuff of like what Zeus can provide. Whereas for 100 Thieves, I actually think this is a great pickup because I do think the basics are there for 100 Thieves. This is a squad that's been around the block for a long time. They have a solid core 3. This is all about like taking it to the next step, right? Like trying to improve even further. And I do think that the strategical depth then that maybe Amapet could provide should be good for this team.
I mean, it's big shoes to fill when you consider this core 3 players of the roster that used to be all Australian had just struggled for years to make a dent in the pro scene, hadn't been able to make top 8 at a major, hadn't been able to crack into the top 10, and Kassad got them to top 8 at a major, got them to top 5 in the world ranking. So you're coming in as Imapet, and you've got a big shoes to fill. That's a lot of pressure to be able to match those results.
But I would say that both coaches of Zeus and Imapet, they're both on a honeymoon period right now with both squads. They found the success I think that they would want, being new to their squads. I mean, Imapet definitely, you can see the changes for this 100 Thieves squad, and the players themselves and the coaches said it, right? He's trying to create, trying to make his players go out of their comfort zone a bit to kind of force them for adjustments, force them for growth, right? And just have them play in a different style so that they're ready for different styles, right? And I think you're seeing slowly but surely the successes of that for these 100 Thieves guys.
Okay. Okay, that's very cool. What are we gonna? Let's get into some predictions. Who do we have taking this series? Anyone gonna go out on a limb?
No, I mean, I still think 100 Thieves, for me, is still the better team. Like, when we talked about the whole thing of, like, changing orcs and stuff like that, it's very much like 100 Thieves, actually. When they swapped from Renegades to 100 Thieves, just from namesake-wise, I feel like they just got better. Just like, we're repping a big orc. Same with the cloud9. This is obviously 80K.
Yeah, you've mentioned that. Just having the name on your jersey makes you feel like
former,
you need to...
former 80K, right? And this is a team that was... the tier 2s in North America joins cloud9, and then obviously now we talk about them of like even having the potential of beating 100 Thieves. Like, this should have never happened even months ago. So like now at least I still have 100 Thieves to win this. I still think they're the better team. Can cloud9 get a map? Yes, I think so, but I do have 100 Thieves winning this pretty comfortably.
Okay. Christine, you going to go with 100 Thieves?
I'm going to go with 100 Thieves here as well, but quickly I do have to say Cloud9's train is really good. If they want a chance at this series, it has to be on this Vertigo, and it has to be off the back of Sonic. We saw that he was performing actually quite well. Now, that has been inconsistent as far as his star power, but his skill ceiling, it's obviously there, right? And so towards this A, he's got to be able to help out JT. They've been under so much pressure on Vertigo towards that A ramp. JT's performance has been so up and down, and it really depends on how good Sonic is feeling. So definitely, if they want a chance in this series, it really lies on this Vertigo.
Okay, which is I guess wouldn't make you feel too comfortable if you're that's a dicey prospect. I don't know. I guess I'm feeling similar. I really kind of actually want to pick for the upset for some reason. I have it in my brain that I want to go with Cloud9. Like, obviously,
yeah, but you've always been like. Here's the thing, though. Like, if you had a last name or like another middle name, it would be Cloud9.
Would it?
Be Jason Cloud9 Moses.
Wouldn't it be Liquid?
Moses O'Toole.
Yeah, it would be Liquid.
No,
yeah.
I'm just saying
Why is this happening?
It would be anyone that's North American is what I'm getting at. All right?
Yeah.
It's a North American org. 100 Thieves, yeah, they are North American, but they don't really count. You know what I mean? They're still Australian. They're, on the back foot of their...
Mate, the whole North American scene is built with teams that is not from North America. We had
at least you still have some North American players in there.
Yeah.
Your boy
the American
Floppy,
dream.
Your boy Floppy.
I think Floppy's
highly of him.
an incredible new talent in the North American scene that's popped up over, at least for me in 2020. I know he probably had some fans building up in 2019 as ATK, but certainly when I saw him at Flashpoint, it was like, okay, well, here he is. He's here.
He's a stud, dude.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun to witness. I don't know. The winner of this is going to play, or the loser of this drops down to play Gen G.
Yeah, and that would be a rematch if you end up losing with your Cloud9. And that's what even worrisome for Gen G here, because they looked okay versus Chaos, but versus Cloud9 made them look like an average team.
Yeah.
Cloud9 made them look like they don't know how to trade, they don't know how to really communicate, and that might not even be a fault. Obviously we had Daps on the couch yesterday with the interview and stuff, and he was very vocal about that too, of like, we've been struggling a lot, like with comms and stuff like that. We're not, very synced together and stuff, and Cloud9 really took advantage of that, and it makes him believe, even from what he was saying, even if Cloud9 ends up losing today, they still should be probably the second team to kind of advance based on what we've seen from Gen G so far.
Well, this is kind of, even the way these groups panned out, obviously we lamented a little bit that there's like the four really good teams in that Group A, and obviously not all of them are going to be able to make it through. But, I mean, you have the disparity in the groups of where it's like the four established teams in Liquid, EG, MIBR, and Furia. And this team in Group B has a lot of like confusion about, or not a lot of confusion, but a lot of teams that are still trying to make it to get to that level of consistency. Cloud9, Gen G, obviously. Chaos is just kind of thrown in there. But 100 Thieves is probably the most stable in this whole group. So we'll see. This should be a group that is theirs for the taking. And as you can see, we're going to get live into the game as well. 100 Thieves taking on Cloud9. 100 Thieves, the blatant favorites in this matchup.
Definitely blatant favorites, and I think this retro look is my favorite out of all the maps.
Yeah, Vertigo's been a cool one. I'm excited to see Train in the retro. I can't recall seeing Train in retro colors.
Have we not seen Train yet?
I don't think so.
I think maybe we saw it
maybe
day one
once.
or two.
I just don't remember.
I think we saw MIBR play it one day.
I don't remember which part of the map they used to make like the Tron purple neon stuff. We're gonna find out though. We're gonna find out next map is. We'll just wait for that one. Shameless plug as well, as we just had a little conversation about the coaches. Just did an episode of Counterpoints with Duncan the other day, and Kassad was our guest. And he has he's very eloquent. It's a
hear
banger.
me some Kassad.
Put it in the schedule book. You want to listen to that one. Sonic. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, well, he's here.
And this is the guy we talked about. He has to show up for his team, for Cloud9. Floppy on the screen here as well, but Sonic, main opera for Cloud9, had a nice pistol round there. Easy 3 kill.
That's the first 2 kills, 2 bullets. That's well done.
And even a flashbang to boot to clean things up with. I mean,
You
from
love
JT,
that.
yeah. Just,
That's
oof.
Filthy.
These are clean.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
what you want to see. That's the kind of start you want.
Yeah, if you start a map with that kind of a pistol round, you're like, ooh, this server feels great. This, everything's hitting. I'm happy. MOTM gonna run away blind, and he gets away. Takes a bullet to the side of the head, but they're already close on him. He gets the SMG out. The fire isn't gonna stop the attack, but at least he's done enough delay to make this comfortable cleanup for the rest of his squad. 2-0.
Yeah, 100 Thieves at least made that one interesting for MOTM, but it did seem like the rest of Cloud9 had things under control, and thankfully so, because those are just Glocks, and this leads to a buy for 100 Thieves here into the 3rd round, and it's a comfortable buy with a lot of utility. So this is exactly what 100 Thieves want early on in the rounds. It's that bomb plant for this sort of opportunity, so this is huge, and Gratisfaction with this boost to boot. Ooh, he gets caught jumping, but JKS, he's able to actually get that trade, so that's not the worst scenario here for 100 Thieves. It's actually quite good, especially if Sonic gets caught here, but that pistol round was so good. He's waiting for a flash.
Oh, Molotov as well. And even though the damage is done, some is inflicted to Cloud9. That is a very confident follow-up peek from Sonic. So a 4-on-2. HP is low on 3 of the players from Cloud9, but they've got a bit of utility, and they can play this passively. As you can see, it's Floppy over here at the A-bombs, and he's pretty much giving them the plant if they want to take it. He does have a flashbang to work with.
Dang, they're so low, Jason. Floppy's waiting for his mates, but his mates are all so low. He's going to have to be the first one to go. They're blocked.
Ooh, or you just bait the low HP players to send them first. Send them into the meat grinder. Here comes MOTM. Azza. Oh, double kill. They line up with the headshots. An important trade, but quickly into a one-on-one. OC does have a kit, and Jacob's going to wrap around the scaffolding. There's the tap of the bomb. OC never sees it coming. Now he has to know. He peeks, and there was no response. Jacob's going to come back for it. He's sticking to the fuse. There's the swing. Good win from Jacob.
Really nice recovery from 100 Thieves, man. Cloud9 did everything right that round. They took all the duels that they wanted. Sonic, he even wide swings with that FAMAS into the AK, getting those pickoffs. But Jacob and or was it JKS? Jacob and JKS, they do just enough to convert this post plant.
Yeah, I mean, just easy mop-ups on some of that damage as well.
Yeah.
Well played. And that's a quick save round for Cloud9. All USPs, no one picking up utility, no one upgrading their pistols. JT's got 5,200, so we'll see the op out. I will say, in the past when I've seen Cloud9 struggle on this map, a lot of it was that combo of JT and Sonic over towards the A ramp.
Yeah.
Maybe that's kind of why we've seen Sonic kind of anchoring down that A bomb site. They might have switched things up in an effort to fix this map.
That's definitely a good point.
Because the map is so basic, it becomes so difficult because there's so many ways you can technically take this aggression on that CT side. And obviously you kind of know as well, we talk about the winning concept as well, of like where the odds, where would you kind of want to end up on the round. A is much easier to get the bomb down, much easier to kind of do the retake. And for CTs, obviously, the whole thing of it's a game of chess, of always ensuring that the Ts never really know how you're playing. If you're playing defensive, for example, that's where you really want to keep the nades. It's where you really want to focus on the afterplan positioning. If you play aggressive, it's still very much the same of like being mindful of where you throw the nades. Don't waste them too early.
Look at all that utility. We can hear the flashbangs popping towards the A bomb site.
It's a fast round, though. Yep.
Yeah, well, it's fast to at least get control. They've slowed it down. And a nice flank coming from the B bomb site, and JKS isn't going to spot it. That's going to let them get so close.
Sonic. The timing here is going to be everything, but JKS is aware. Ooh, as he readjusts Sonic, he's just going to smoke off, and that smoke in itself is so much pressure. 100 Thieves, they're going to have to make a move here.
Yeah, especially once you know the game is up. Especially once you know your opponents realize you're all at the A bomb site. Plant's going to go down. Jacob taps it and moves to a new location, so the nades and the Molotovs don't do anything to prevent that.
And this is where I was talking about. This is where you see the retake setup coming from Cloud9. Now, granted, they don't have a lot of nades to use. Like ideally you want one extra smoke grenade here. You just have the one. You're gonna cut off the A short. It's a 5-on-4 though. Flashbang comes in. This is where the brawl is gonna happen. We know that there's no nades on the 100 Thieves side, so this is all about taking the duels, all about getting the trades. Ooh. Oh, he sets him up too.
Can still win this. They need to tap the bomb. There's no kit. There's no kit, and that's the round. 100 Thieves are going to take this. Liaz playing it perfectly and even gets the follow-up headshot.
That little hop peek there from Liaz was everything, but nice smoke movement from Azur there to just hide by that bomb box.
That's an example of good baiting. You basically just tell Gratisfaction, do what you can. I'm going to let you die, but they're going to think they've cleared this out. They're going to think that that's empty. That's pretty nasty. Good stuff. Ooh, 5-8 stack. Where's this going?
This is towards B. The B stair. Oh, mid area.
This should just be a contact play. Like have a lot of people in mid and just see where they're going. Because like A is great to be naded. B is also great to be naded. This mid, not so much. Obviously, you really have to catch them in the choke. But just having the information here and obviously being the quick on the rotates as well. Sonic goes down. Even here, if you wanted to, like, there's not going to be a lot of nade damage because of the chokes you see there. It does nothing. But to kind of force it that way, 100 Thieves picks the right spot to kind of get some information, play in. Floppy gets the 1 kill though at least, but Liaz gets out. Should still be a very safe round here in the favor of 100 Thieves. MOTM also goes down. We do have an AK on the OC. Not going to do anything with that. Save it for next round. Best bet. Another stable round from 100 Thieves. Even here, saving around a lot of nades too. Across the board, so.
And that was a nice little escape from Liaz. I love watching Liaz's movements. I love watching this guy. I think he's become more and more comfortable, and you're starting to see him be more and more just involved within all of these rounds.
Yeah, he's done a very, very good job. Since he's joined this roster, he's been a joy to watch. You just like him because he looks like Harry Potter.
Yeah, some might say that. I wonder if he's gotten LASIK though. Do you know?
He must have. Yeah, I think
he
so.
Stopped wearing. That's so sad. I'm so sad
dude,
for that.
LASIK is the one thing I recommend to everyone in the world.
We talked about it. Here's the thing. I can totally see him doing that as well because obviously LASIK is pretty expensive. It's one of the things, even when I started playing of like, hey, it's one thing that I want to do, then obviously I fucked up because I started looking into how it's done, and now I still want to do it. I am terrified. Jason tried to explain it to me too, and I'm not having any of that shit, man.
You know, I exaggerated a little bit just to make you feel a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
They have new ways of doing it now. It's not nearly as intense.
Oh, that's a nice little player from 100 Thieves. They've practiced that at least once.
Dude, I'm amazed at how many times I see teams go for that, considering I equally see so many teams fail the run boost at top mid on Mirage, at Catwalk on Dust 2, but everyone's loving this run boost around the building.
One, I understand why people want to take the gamble on this one, because when you're CT and you're taking that wide swing and you want to clear that corner, like, it's actually really a difficult spot to clear, even though you think, oh, jump penalty and all that. I'm talking a lot, but they do hit the bomb site here, 100 Thieves. It's a 3-on-3 situation. Bomb goes down. And no nades left on the cloud9 side.
They're so low. Oh, another smoke, another Molotov deep. This is heartbreaking. I can't believe they're still alive in this. And Floppy's just waiting for the flames to disappear so he can get out, even burning just a little bit extra. 100 Thieves lose the first 2 players and still win the round.
Yeah, and this is why, like, I just love watching 100 Thieves on this map, because they have so many cool stuff, and on top of that, they just know what they want to do. You know, as soon as they get to contact, they lose the 2 members, but they're not scared of just keep pushing. They're not scared of like, hitting the bomb site. They're very secure of, like, even in terms of what the nades they throw and stuff like that. They make it very uncomfortable for the CT positions to even get, like, solid trades. So yeah, I mean, overall, I think this is really the scary part. I mean, I know firsthand, even playing 100 Thieves, they do such a good job with their pacing, and they do such a good job in making sure that CTs really never have an idea on where you're going.
And this is the second time early on, still in this first half, that 100 Thieves are able to convert, I believe, 3-on-5, 3 versus 5 round. So doubly impressive for these guys. And cloud9, I mean, they're still able to have a really strong vibe off the back of this.
Yeah. It's It's got to start soon, though, and the problem is you've already seen 100 Thieves show that they can recover like 5-on-3 situations, or 3-on-5, I should say, or player down situations. Ooh, that's a weird battle. How does Gratisfaction have so much HP?
The railing was his friend
It's
there.
super buggy.
Wow.
That place is super buggy. Valve,
That's unreasonable.
please fix.
Oh, Leah's this lurk.
Oh my God, he's gonna catch someone. The question is, what's his trigger discipline gonna look like? Is he gonna be able to wait for 2? He's gonna see this first one, and certainly
Depends on, because he's getting the
Yeah.
offer here, so...
Oh my goodness.
not like that. Don't do any. Ooh, he's now found the location of one more player. Smoke to cover his backside. Almost got that headshot there, taking some damage. Just play it cool, man. Just chill.
And I think he's heard both the different guns here as well, the AK and the A4. So he's definitely communicated both are here.
How is he alive?
He's just chilling, man.
Yeah, bobbing
He's
and
having a
weaving.
good time.
Bobbing and weaving.
There's a bunch of nades still here as well. They know that he's here, though, so I would love for him to like maybe throw some nades here. Help his teammate. Nice flash run for Gratisfaction there.
Oh my God, he's a little weasel.
You're so
Dang.
upset. Yeah.
What a round from Liaz. That is so filthy. The funny thing is, cloud9 never discovered it, but Gratisfaction had just straight up abandoned Liaz, which is the smart play, right? He's just like, you're on your own, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not overextending to help you in that position. If cloud9 had ever just committed to swinging on him, they would have probably at least gotten that kill, or at least gone for one, and been able to try and win the clutch.
Hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah.
So is the radar. The radar is a nice little addition.
Yeah, and the X-rays. That helps.
It
That always helps.
absolutely is. It's a B stack or a mid stack here from cloud9. No ops. I mentioned it as well. I feel like this map, even for oppers, it's a little bit funky. You have a lot of close quarters. Obviously, you have a lot of long distance as well, but because the meta is changing a little bit on this map, where you don't just fight for A every single round and you leave your opper there, you have a lot of room for like rifles like this, where trading game is the name of the game. A 3-on-3 now. Walking up to A, and because cloud9 is not fighting for this, we talk about the whole thing with retakes and stuff like that, and we look at both of these teams now. There's a lot of nades on the T side. There's also a lot of nades on the C side here for the potential of a retake. We have 2 smokes, very important as well for this A bomb side focus. We're gonna smoke off base to create a wall or a barrier towards that A ramp area, and then you focus on A short and you focus on the bomb site, and then the 1 expo flash to take A ramp.
This utility from cloud9 better be perfect.
Yep.
Oh, there's the start. There's a perfect flashbang. Molotov as well down for a ramp. Gratisfaction. Oh,
Ooh.
that's a little 2-tap, but they still haven't seen the player over towards sandbags. Where's the peek coming in? Jacob waiting for his moment, and he can't connect the shots.
Great retake. I'm actually really liking this from cloud9. You can really tell, even in the beginning of the round, the focus that they have, you know, coming into this, right? They said, hey, we're gonna do a retake. We have to save nades, and what happens then? Well, we obviously have to put bodies somewhere else, because we can't use the nades for killing, right? Choke meter 33%. Hey, listen, man, I like it that it's a little bit less, because I actually do appreciate that retake from cloud9. It's a very, very difficult bomb site to hold if you're T, and especially if you don't have enough nades for the retake. We talk about the whole thing of like the change of pace and stuff, you know, on the CT side, and it comes down to the whole thing of like how much nades does T spend early in the round, and how many nades do they have left for the after plant. And there we saw 100 Thieves. They had enough nades for the actual getting the bomb down, but they had nothing left for the after plant.
I liked the choke meter. I think it could have been higher.
No nades here from cloud9, and we see them doing an
That's a good
aggressive
spam.
round instead.
This is just like a roll of the dice. It's everyone empty the magazines into the smoke and just toss a coin. And Jacob, both cloud9 defenders backed off as they reloaded, and he was given all the space in the world.
And I just mentioned the whole thing of the concept of having nades for retakes and stuff.
Yeah, you got nothing if you're C9 at this
Exactly, because cloud9, they had 2 members alive, but obviously rebuys and stuff like that, buying rifles. So they have a limited nades, so they choose to go aggressive instead. And this is where 100 Thieves really excel. They really pinpointed, and you can even see they didn't even need nades for that hold, for that C, for the A ramp, because they've just, I feel like they've locked down really how like to control the A ramp, even with pushes and stuff. Very much similar to like they've inferred on the banana bomb side of like a lot of nades being thrown on the CT side. These two maps, even though they're different maps, are identical in that sense of like the how you want to kind of approach this side.
And it definitely helps that Grat gets a spam kill onto MOTM there, and then that gives Jacob the courage to lurk through it and find another opening. So definitely a domino effect, that snowball going down the hill for Cloud9 at A there.
Well, I mean, we talked about this in the pregame. Sonic has showed up. He's got 14 kills in this game. No one else yet for Cloud9 has really been able to provide some consistent production in the fragging department.
And I don't know if that's even going to come this round either with the buy that Cloud9 have. I mean, Floppy and MOTM, they've invested armor into the back of this as well, just because they have extra money to play with. But this is bare minimum for Cloud9. Yes, it's a cleanup, but MOTM, he's able to get that trade. JKS, he's already got Sonic pinned down at B.
Ooh, hello.
Good adjustment.
All right, well.
And what seems like basic, here's also another thing that 100 Thieves does well on this T side, is that they don't take mid. For example, they utilize mid very well, but they utilize mid when they know for a fact they have B control. So if they had two members there for 100 Thieves, they had B staircase control. Because I talked about it yesterday and I compared it to, for example, a Mirage, a way that FaZe plays at A bomb site, is that they take control of one map. Even if they come up connector, you know, they still have like an escape. And it's the same thing on Vertigo here. When you look at the B bomb site specifically, if T's are taken mid, you can't get stuck on the bomb site because you will get sandwiched from also B ramp. So what you want to do is, if they take mid, you want to take the B ramp control. 100 Thieves, their reply to this on the T side is, hey, we're not going to take mid until we have B ramp control, because that way Cloud9, what they have to do is they either have to fight us in mid or they have to fight us in B ramp, or they just stay stuck on the bomb side, and what happens? They get sandwiched. So just overall approach from 100 Thieves, as I keep mentioning, this is one of the best Vertigo teams that we have currently. They do such a good job in really choking you out. Retake again from Cloud9, and again we see we talk about change of pace. 100 Thieves are getting this so quick and so easy because Cloud9 has not changed the pace. They have also not won that A ramp aggressive play. So for 100 Thieves, you're in the back foot here for Cloud9 because you're not finding an answer into what 100 Thieves are doing. So you're stuck now having forced to play retake. Now the problem is that 100 Thieves, they don't have to waste a lot of nades. Now the trading game is in order here. Aster with two nice frags coming into the bomb site. Bomb's about to be down as well.
Oh.
Nicely done. This is great. Yep. This is why you see a lot of people even fake bomb plant on this bomb site, because as soon as you tap the bomb, nades come raining in. And again, fake plant, a lot of nades come raining in again. This is now when you want to sit down before the smokes fade. You're still in a good spot. No nades left for Cloud9. I think this is looking to be 100 Thieves, another round for them.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great start to the retake for Cloud9, but it's only great if they can finish it, if they can actually win this. MOTM going to get the first headshot as he turns the corner. Now he's got great position at sandbags, and they should be able to close this out. What a good positioning from MOTM. And Liaz goes down last. So fourth round on the board for Cloud9, and they don't lose anyone in that retake.
Yeah, really good effort from Cloud9 coming in, and they get rewarded for it. And man, Azir, I feel so bad for him. He was trying to plant the bomb, saw the Molotov, thought twice about it, and then realized, oh, I gotta abort right now. And at that moment gets Kobe'd. So definitely stuck around just a little bit too long.
I would love to see another A aggressive play here from Cloud9, but with limited nades, you have an AWP as well on the OC. They're leaning towards mid though, so I think we're still leaning towards the A retake, especially winning the last round. But we talk about the change of pace and stuff like that. It's attack coming in. It's the Cloud9 attack. I love that actually. You won the previous round. 100 Thieves. A lot of money is still left on the board, and I talk about the change of pace from this 100 Thieves lineup. one of the things, again, what to do good, right? And as I mentioned the whole thing with utility. If Cloud9 are wasting a lot of utility taking this A ramp, one thing you will see from 100 Thieves, they either just wait for the nades or they just react to it. And then they will see the fast B split coming in with then just Cloud9, very limited amount of people, just probably one of the B bomb side one towards mid. And this is really what you want to be careful about. It's another one. It's another one.
Back-to-back timeouts.
You know, I've done this as well with my team, especially
Maybe
if you
someone has to take a potty break.
and on top of that, and especially if you have a lot to talk about, one of the things that we do notice a lot, and one of the things that I talk about a lot as well, is like there's so many stages on a round. When you look at in the beginning of the round, we have the freeze time here. There's an initial play, and there's an initial, like, for example, you want to go aggressive. That's 20 seconds on the round. After that, teams tend to be quiet, and they tend to be like, oh, we're done with the round now. We just played the spots. You have to keep talking. You have to keep coming up with ideas. You have to keep, the comms in order, and you have to keep the rotations in check. If you take an aggressive play in the beginning here, like, what do you do after the first 20 seconds? What is the actual approach? Double timeout being called there from Cloud9, and we're live again, 8-4. And we look at the approach from this timeout. What did it give us? It gave us Floppy being aggressive by himself, saving a handful of nades, but quite a few have been thrown early. But I love this approach anyway from Cloud9. It's just a bunch of flashes, some HEs being thrown, but they keep the mollies, they keep the smokes, they keep this whole default that I was talking about with the retakes. And a very slow round from 100 Thieves.
Very slow. Especially after that timeout. I think 100 Thieves are just trying to let Cloud9 go to the motions of whatever their initial plan was going to be. And we saw Floppy taking that initial forward position. He didn't find anything. OC tries his hand, and 100 Thieves have a good answer here. Double peek into MOTM, but he handles it well. And that timing was a little bit off for 100 Thieves as well. It's all down to this 3 versus 5. Now we've seen, once again, 100 Thieves able to convert these types of scenarios, but that was kind of off the back of a 100 Thieves member able to actually lurk and find a hole.
Yeah.
But this time around, everyone's kind of grouped together.
It's going to be much more difficult here. You're going to need a pop flash for Jacob once this fire fades. Smoke into the bomb site as well, so we can clear up close. Not a whole lot of nades, but Floppy gets a spam kill onto Gratisfaction, and that should pretty much seal it. Flashbang it as well. Aza trying to provide what support he can, which is not much.
I love this again from Cloud9. Just very solid play. You know you have the man advantage. It's 5-on-3. You have nades still for the retake. So even though it seems like, oh, why are they just leaving the bomb side alone? Like, even the spot from Floppy here, you can allow 100 Thieves to get this bomb plant if you want, because you just know how difficult it is for them after you get the bomb down, knowing as well that you just have the man advantage. So overall, just very nice play from Cloud9. They also kept the nades as well. We have another attack coming in. It's going to be from the Cloud, or from the 100 Thieves, and looking at the money as well, it's going to be yet another buy here from 100 Thieves. I actually think that the last round, they played it very safe and slow, and I think that was because of the double pauses being called from Cloud9. I actually think the turnaround here, in the terms of we talk about the change of pace, for 100 Thieves here, they might just not rush a site, but I do think that they wanted like change the pace here and at least go for a little bit more map control a little bit sooner.
Well, timeout forced out of 100 Thieves towards the end of the half. 2 rounds remaining. 8-5. I do have to say, ooh, here it comes again. Oh, he's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, Sonic was ready. Or was that OC?
Listen, whoever it was did not want to deal with the flying run boost.
That was the 3rd or 4th time that Gratisfaction has attempted that, and to a lot of success so far, actually. But this time around, he definitely gets punished. Okay, so it was OC that actually probably got a tag there. He tries to follow up with a juicy grenade, but definitely does not find its mark. And once again, we've seen Sonic in this forward position, and this was where he just went ham, like even more forward past the stairs with the teammate's flash. So if he calls for that flash again, there might be an opportunity.
This is what I was talking about for 100 Thieves, right? Look at how they kind of take this control, and this is a nice aggressive setup from Cloud9. The idea here for 100 Thieves was they were going to drop off 2 players from the B bomb site, and then they were just going to make their way either towards A or either towards mid and get that B split going. Cloud9 with the aggressive setup as well gets the trades. Another really nice round here from Cloud9.
Well, control of bomb must be nice. Smokes in the choke point, looking good as well. Sonic, last one left on these stairs. Molotov is going to delay things and give him the space for that kind of a shot. 20 seconds. This flank from Ozza, this has got to be a save call. He's not going to do anything. Yeah, they just back away from it. Nice win from cloud9. Impressive the way they've been able to claw themselves back.
Yeah, definitely. And we mentioned it. I mean, Sonic, he was the X factor. And he's definitely performing. I mean, and it's just him creeping up and just buying space, right? And because he's so forward, it then enables JT to come forward to make sure he gets that trade. And just that slow creep onto those B stairs to retake control. It's caught off 100 Thieves on multiple occasions, starting from the pistol and even into this gun round. So really nice look from cloud9.
We have the last round of the half. Still a buy from 100 Thieves, but nowhere near as good as it once was. Deagle on JKS, a bunch of nades again though. Priority should always be utility, and for cloud9 this is a perfect last round for them as well in terms of just overall economy. Have the ability here to make it 8-7. I don't think I would have guessed that, seeing how the halves kind of started. But cloud9 has really, you know, the double timeout, and then you know, talking about it, I feel like they've really gotten a grasp of this game, and even in terms of overall approach. Maybe been looking at some demos.
Some demo watching.
For aspiring teams, I highly recommend watching Big on this map if you want some ideas.
Okay.
Big, NIP, 100 Thieves. 3 of the teams I would recommend watching on Vertigo. 3 really strong teams on this map.
Well, here
again,
we go. Delayed tactics again from cloud9.
And they also have 2 nades as well. Kind of what you see. We call it the whole thing with the fake plant and stuff like that. The reason why you fake plant is because you don't want to get double naded the way it happened here. Now the nades were a little bit late, but obviously we talk about the whole thing with the retakes and stuff like that. 100 Thieves have done.
Oh, they're gonna go for it.
Yeah, but they've done a much better job this time around for 100 Thieves. They have a lot of nades, and obviously so does cloud9.
Yeah, they definitely have it. That's a nice little retake, a set piece before 100 Thieves is even ready to stop it.
Just pulling the trigger right away.
8-7 for 100 Thieves, but cloud9 come rolling back, and we're going to roll into a break, and then we'll be right back. Yo, we're back. 8-7 in favor of 100 Thieves, but they're going to switch over to the CT side, Robin.
Indeed they are, and while cloud9 might have had a really nice approach to that CT side, we can see how they manage this T side And thieves, again, I talk so highly of them on this map. It's not only their T side that's good. They have a nice approach on their CT side as well. But we'll see. I mean, you can definitely tell that Cloud9 has done their homework on this map. I feel like they were obviously expecting to play this. Christine had mentioned it with the vetoes. When you know for a fact that you have basically a 2-map disadvantage.
Ooh.
And you know then that you have to veto Mirage, 100% is going to be vertical played.
That split never fully kind of got coordinated, ever. The two sides of the attack were very, very far apart. JT going to do what he can, which is absolutely nothing. 9-7, Pisteron goes to 100 Thieves.
And that's, I was going to say it's 2 on the board, but Cloud9 actually won that T side of a nice play from Sonic backside.
Yes. That was
It's all coming back to me now.
That was a beastly play. Yeah, it was only 20 minutes ago, so I mean, should be fresh.
Yeah, but you talk about here, Jason, in terms of like, even in terms of timing, I feel like 100 Thieves are doing such a good job here. They don't have to overpeak and stuff like that. Obviously, this is the last member alive. But even in terms of in the beginning of that round there, the reason why it kind of gets a little bit, I guess, mistimed is because we get 2 really nice, good, clean entries from Acer in that mid area. It's a full save, no bomb down from Cloud9. If they get the bomb down on the T side, we tend to buy. If we don't get the bomb down, it's a full save. The most important thing is going for that bomb plant, but we will see a buy next round from them. Still get the 2 kills though with Glock, so I mean, you're still happy with this.
I was so ready for a huge JKS clip there. I thought it was coming.
Would have been nice.
Yeah, you know, get him really, really back into the match, really involved.
He's actually, he didn't have to do a whole lot in that first half. He's only, what, 4 kills before that sequence, so
Yeah.
up to 6 now, which is crazy to say about Mr. Savage. I can't believe his last name
I was just gonna say, like,
it's so
there's-
weird.
It's not weird, it's fucking cool as
No,
fuck,
it's like
man.
good
Like,
weird.
holy crap.
But it's just like, how?
You know, sometimes
You know,
the simulation.
maybe it's a good thing that I have a fiance that's a little bit proper in the head. You know, my cat's going to be named King Meow. I would name my kid Savage for first name. I don't care. That sounds cool as hell, you know.
I have a friend whose sister named her son Max Danger. His Danger is the middle name, so that he can always say Danger is my middle name.
Oh
I
my
think
god,
that's
it's so cool.
That's,
I mean,
that's pretty
sick.
legit.
Come on.
Monty's kid's name is really cool too.
It is.
Really. Some people are really just cool, you know? Setting their kids up for success. I like it.
Yeah.
But this round
Listen,
was
I'll
not
tell you
quite
this
as
much.
successful.
It wasn't, and I'll tell you this much. Be sure to really think a second time when what you name your children. My name is Robin. That's also a female name, and that wasn't fun growing up. It's all coming back to me now. Nightmares.
I don't think it's a female
lot is
name.
coming
I
back
think
to
it's,
you.
It's
I
a
think
bias.
It's both.
It's
It can
both.
be either
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, but listen.
The real issue you have isn't that it's
Couldn't have
a
just
female
picked
name.
like Robert.
It's
You know what I mean?
It's a sidekick name is the issue.
It's a sidekick name, and on top of that, they spell it with a Y sometimes, especially here. Is it Robin with a Y? No, it's not. Okay, I'm a dude.
And it's a bird.
Goddamn bird at the same time.
Well, didn't never know you.
There's
I
some
mean,
history there.
Yeah, you got a lot off your chest, I feel. Interestingly, you have such an issue with names, and then you go on once you get to pick your own. It's Fifth Laren.
That's great, isn't it? Nickname of Fifth. Fiffy, Fifth. Yeah, great.
You've done spectacularly.
Even that is a bird.
Oh, look at you. You're
Fifth
Molding.
mold.
Molding out
Listen,
here.
all right, you know, we're not quite there yet. 96%. That mold meter was at 100% when we watched Gen G 2 days ago. I've quieted down, or calmed down a little bit since.
You got a lot off your chest that day.
It'll return. Don't worry about it. We still have a week left.
Perfect. I can't wait. Gratisfaction just going for some jump peaks. Sees the Deagle, or hears the Deagle. Ooh, now he gets away. 12 HP. Molotov to cover his retreat, but some control gained, and he's got it back all the way off.
He's lucky to be alive. Very low. Nice boost on the JKS here. There's not going to be any smokes though, so he's out in the wide open.
And it won't matter. He's got them all. Jacob finds it over the top. 12-7, 5-round lead. 100 Thieves starting to run away with it.
Well, you say that, but now we do have a full buy coming in from Cloud9. Again, we talk about this map in the terms of, is it important to have an op? Is it not important to have an op? I feel like you can do both on this map. You don't have to play an op on the seed side. You don't have to play an op on the T side. This is one of the maps, though. Like, obviously, everyone is just happy the SGs are gone. I do still think that they have a place in the game as like the second or third guy in. Vertigo is a very good map for an SG still if you have a crispy aimer that tends to go in third. Just tapping in. It's a rate of fire that got nerfed. That doesn't really matter if you're third. Keep that in mind. Don't just discredit the weapon. It's still very powerful. Slow round though. 100 Thieves. We look at the approach here as well. It's a retake from 100 Thieves here on the A-bomb site. Even more so as well, look at the amount of nades they spend, even less than a Cloud9, right? Because they're just very much aware of like, we just need a lot of nades here. We want to double nade the bomb when it starts going down. That's why you kind of, you fake the plant just initially because you just know the setup is there. And that's why you also go by the box first, you move over.
Ooh.
It's for the double nade setup.
Look at Aza. That position, he's about to have plenty of attention on him. If he moves forward, yeah, he's gone, and there's no one really even close to that bomb site. Thankfully, it's early enough to where someone can arrive. Who is that? Liaz going to have to pick up the pieces. First kill is his. He sees the second, considering the grenade. Doesn't want to get burned by the Molotov, and another kill right before it plumes. I cannot believe he's made it over.
Quick feet on Liaz to make that play happen.
Going to get the bomb planted. The pistol won't stop it. So yeah, small victory to start with, but I mean, everyone on 100 Thieves has 100 HP. Everyone's full. They have all the utility, as you've mentioned, Robin. Plenty of nades for this retake to happen, and it's going to be easy. Don't even need to use them. A cost-effective retake.
Yeah, and here, obviously it's going to be 14 rounds in the favor of 100 Thieves here. This is why they're so difficult to play against, because they haven't needed to go aggressive on A, because obviously the retakes have worked every single time. Even if a time it's called it from Cloud9, it wouldn't surprise me if the reply from 100 Thieves would be, let's just go aggressive A. Even this round, it wouldn't surprise me if 100 Thieves swap the pace and say, hey, let's fight A, because they haven't done so yet. Then for Cloud9, they say, hey, we get the bomb down, we can't hold the afterplant. What happens? We see there's a full set of utility on the Cloud9 end here. It's not only about getting the bomb down, it's also holding the retake, and you need nades for that too. So
this might be the first time we're seeing the AWP coming out on the T side of things. OC, maybe this is exactly what Cloud9 needed. Now he's been heating up for the Cloud9 side of things. Oh, and there it is, right off the bat. But Jacob, he's in such a good spot, but OC's aware. And even a third, potentially. Ooh, the pressure. OC, this AWP already paying huge dividends with 2 opening kills.
And again, the same setup for 100 Thieves as well. It's an A retake, so obviously
What
they have
the?
3 towards A.
Wait.
Or 3 towards mid.
Was that a
nice
jump shot?
kill.
No, he jumped up on the boxes.
Okay.
Not quite that crazy. Still a very nice shot.
Yeah.
Just straight to the dome. 5 on 3. And 100 Thieves during this quiet lull have to find a way to get back to the other side of the map, because that's where Cloud9 is heading, and I think they're going to beat him. Even Liaz taking the risk to leave the B site.
But JKS, he's got a good flank going on, but he's still worried about that mid.
That's fine. He can choose to flank down very fast. If there's just minimum resistance at this A site, maybe one kill, that flank opens up. And there are Molotovs. JKS has nade Molotov combo. Aza, who's also going to be there, has a Molotov of his own. You can see it go out there to prevent the default plant. Some spam. It finds a kill. Liaz is on one. This is a really nice performance from him in a late boost over the smoke. This could get the final player. It's OC with the ult, and he doesn't see him just yet. Crosshair's right there, and the kill comes in.
And JKS has been working on this flank all round long. It definitely pays off. Sonic gets the first one. This is still a 1v1, so still doable. He's going to need to get this frag sooner rather than later. But he shifts his focus over to JKS, and he just finishes off the job. JKS, what a time to start really getting activated. I saw it happening after that
saw the build-up
round.
come,
Yeah, the build-up, it was there. He's in it.
I can't believe Liaz. It doesn't even. He doesn't
It
even.
was like the last bullet,
Yeah.
right? He's just
He
like,
was
I'm
even-
gonna reload.
He was even giving up on the spray. He was done with it. He's like, that's not going to do the thing. 8 chances to close out the map for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and I think the problem here for Cloud9, they had a nice initial approach on the CT side there, but you know, like you mentioned as well, it's 8 rounds that they have to win for 100 Thieves here because they've just had rotation order and they haven't had a single round where they felt like flustered.
Yeah.
Every round has been very thought of. This is a reply from Cloud9. They know that they don't fight for A here. Oh man, it's very upsetting to watch this because like I just see this happen again and again, especially with we talk about the meta change and stuff like that. We talk about like how good 100 Thieves is on this map. This is change of pace, right? It's not even an aggressive setup, but it's a mid-round aggression setup. He's in sandbags for a reason. He's gonna get flashbang from the guys on site and stuff like that. That's why you always see the T's always smaller than the sandbags every round for exactly the same reason. It's a change of pace though from Cloud9, thinking, hey, it's going to be free there, because this is the first setup 100 Thieves have had on that CT side, that have had a guy in sandbag. So just overall, in terms of change of pace, in terms of just stringing rounds together, in terms of just making sure that Thieves never really have an idea on what you like to do on that CT setup, this is why 100 Thieves is one of the best teams on this map.
JKS had 4 kills heading into the second half.
Yeah.
I think he ended with 16. Something crazy.
Savage.
Yeah, he said he was heating up. He got there eventually. That's the first map of the series. It looks like we might have another quick day, unless I'm jinxing things again.
Well,
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
well, let's not train Cloud9. We've seen their aggression work more often in their favor than not. So I mean,
we'll find out. We're coming
see.
up on that second map. We're gonna go to a break first, then we'll come back and then we'll get stuck into train. Alrighty, quick first map. Quick little break. Everyone got to recharge, some vitamin D, some time out in the sun. Yeah, shoot some hoops.
Yeah, 2 of them, and then that's it. That's
then
it for the
Prius took
fifth
over.
Meister.
Did you make any of them?
I did. DJ missed both of his though. It was pretty
Why are
awkward.
you throwing DJ under the bus?
He's not
like
here
that?
to defend himself. That's why.
Next time you should tell him if he makes it, you'll give him an Uncrustable. See if it gives him a motivating factor.
No, I mean, I feel like he has that in the contract anyway. Of like, I'm attending Summit for one reason. There has to be Uncrustables in the freezer at all times.
Do you think he has an exact number? He's like, I need 37 Uncrustables.
I think he averages maybe 3 or 4 a day.
That's excessive.
So what would that be in the?
Is that excessive though? I
That
feel
seems
like
That's
excessive.
21 a
We've
week.
already gone over this. I'm very anti Uncrustables.
you're anti-fast
He
food.
bought-
You're a low-key health junkie.
Well, here's the thing. He likes the idea of an Uncrustable because he does buy bread and peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
But I do
You're
think
an
that
elitist, Jason.
he is.
Yeah,
You're a
well,
food
He
it's
knows
peanut
it's not
butter and
really
jelly.
a
You
real
can't-
peanut butter and
You
jelly.
can't half-ass a PB&J and expect
It's
it to work.
crazy.
And for all of you who's grape jelly, get out of my house. That's disgusting.
Yeah, you bought the one even with the seeds and stuff like that.
Red
the raspberry.
preserves. It's by far the best jelly you can put on a PB&J sandwich. It even does well if you grill it. Have you ever had a grilled PB&J?
I haven't.
That's the god tier stuff.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm learning some new stuff here.
Yep.
Speaking of peanut butter and jelly,
Peanut butter jelly time.
Cloud9 looked like jelly that side.
Nice. You really transitioned
Yeah,
into that well.
Yeah.
Peanut butter jelly.
was-
Peanut
Yeah,
butter
they looked
jelly.
like jelly that side.
They
100
look-
Thieves looked like a proper fresh peanut butter jelly sandwich because they were
Cloud9
really
looked like
on
an
point.
Uncrustable to 100 Thieves perfectly distributed PB&J ratio sandwich.
This the round I was talking about. We see the highlights here. The reason why Cloud9, we have actually seen the mollies from Cloud9 on the sandbags a few times this round or this half, but 100 Thieves, they've been playing that defensive setup every single round, and this is the last round of the half, or the last round of the map rather, and they flip it a little bit and they go a little bit aggressive, not over the top where, you know, I used the example of an Inferno banana bomb side of like, they go aggressive, but they don't go aggressive enough where they waste a lot of nades. They put an aggressive setup on the sandbags. If they molly, that's still fine because you smoke off the corner, and then you're going to have a bunch of flashbangs raining in from the bomb side area, and then you're also going to get the crossfire. Because the Molotov didn't come in, it's just a perfect setup for the 100 Thieves setup there on the last highlight. I mean, overall, I think Cloud9 had a nice initial approach on the seat side. I do think that they probably prepared a little bit for this series in the sense of like they know that they had to play Vertigo, but I feel like the most of the preparation was on that CT side because once they flipped on the T side, it fell flat.
We also have to remember, I hate to say snowball constantly, but there was a couple rounds there where 100 Thieves got away with 3v5 conversions, right? And that's just not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So looking on the bright side of things, moving on to train for Cloud9, I think that they can just scrap this one. I mean, the scoreline, it was so one-sided anyways. I think they're going to be able to get over that. And coming on a train, I think Cloud9, they have a good look on it, especially on their T side. We always talk about the struggles of Cloud9 on their CT side on all the freaking maps, unfortunately. But Cloud9's T side of train, that's going to be their win condition. That's their strengths. I mean, they have so many fast-paced set pieces, whether it be towards inner or outside. And every single player on Cloud9 really understands how to work off of each other really well on that outside yard.
Are they going to be able to even contend with 100 Thieves if JKS has a map like he had in his second half?
Look,
like that was the big thing for me on that second half was like you can have all the preparation in the
that's
world.
the tough
JKS
call.
drops like 16 kills on you in one half.
And especially because JKS, man, he thrives on train. He plays that inner solo area to perfection more often than not, and he hardly ever needs help. I mean, he just controls that brown halls all by his lonesome, and then it just strengthens the outside yard for 100 Thieves. So definitely they have a good recipe, 100 Thieves do, but I'm expecting an answer from Cloud9 here.
Okay. Robin?
I mean, it's tough because we had mentioned it too, right? You kind of go into this best of 3 series knowing you're going to be 1-0 down if you Cloud9.
Okay.
You know you can't play Mirage. You know you
Yeah.
can't play Vertigo. You kind of prepare for that to the best of your abilities, right? And you see that they do have a reply to Christine's point. Like, yeah, you have to win these last two maps, and if that has been the focus coming into this series, I'm expecting a really well-prepped Cloud9 heading into this train game, because I do worry about them, and as we pointed out, and actually we see that on Vertigo still, of like, the trading game is definitely there on Cloud9. It's just more so like the next step, or like having the basics down, and like how do we kind of counter 100 Thieves, because they are doing a really good job now in keeping the pace of the game, of like, they're the one, it's a Cloud9 answering to 100 Thieves. It should be the other way around. It's 100 Thieves needing to take the time. It's 100 Thieves saying, hey, what can we do to kind of counter this kind of play? We will see also as well, it's Cloud9's map pick, so they will be starting on the CT side probably on this train map, kind of giving the same, we talk about momentum and stuff like that. 100 Thieves are definitely in the leeway of this, of like setting the pace for the game.
Okay. That I don't know. I have to imagine that I think that 100 Thieves that we just saw in Vertigo and already having them be favorites, I think this is going to be another stomping. Not going to lie. The starting on the CT side is just, I know.
Wishful thinking, Jason.
Why have I done this? Well, there's an element of that. Is it so bad that I want to get out and enjoy the sun, Robin? A little bit earlier? Vampire?
I'm the one person that wants to go outside, man. Hey, listen.
Loves the vitamin
if
D.
Fiona Summit comes and tells me, hey, listen, tomorrow we're going to be casting this from outside, I'll be okay with that. After 2 hours, though, we'll be dead. But listen, I'll be okay with this.
Well, we have that gazebo now. Production was nice enough to set that up for us.
Yeah, the gazebo is really cool. You could bring back your Baywatch gear from CS
Setting the
2.
pace for the game.
1.
Oh, it's still here somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, get that tank top out.
The tank top's out.
The bikini.
DJ's dress is out.
The dress is still just hanging there, staring DJ in the face.
It's been waiting. It has been waiting.
Jason.
Man. Well, do we think, is there any indication, Cloud9, you saying they're good on train, are they good enough to overcome this 100 Thieves?
I'm the one person that wants to go outside, man.
I know
Hey,
we
listen.
talk about Jake as the inner bomb, so he's going to be tough. Are they good enough to actually overcome this and stay in the upper bracket and actually get to that final from this route?
After 2
Is that
hours,
it? Okay,
we'll
let's
be
put it this
dead.
way. Let's do an easy yes or no thing because the map's about to start. Is Cloud9 going to win this?
No. Can I do a non-easy answer?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
So you talked about Group 1, for example.
Wait, this is the neon of train. I really like
Oh,
this.
right,
This is
yep.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like you're walking to a club. This is late night.
Subway. Late night going back to the subway.
Yeah, late night in like Seoul. You're just walking to the train station.
Oh, you see a little purple sky there
Oh, that's
too.
great.
This is nice.
This is calming.
They remade a train too. It's like a subway train. It's like we're in New York. Did you see that?
Yeah. Well,
Emergency, dude. This is
emergency stop. Yeah. Ahead.
CS Summit 6 online.
That was great. You guys have done fantastic
That is
work.
nice.
Yeah, that was a nice one. We're live as well with the second map.
If you'd like to get into your non-simplified answer, Robin, you can.
Well, I was gonna say, when we look at just and you have mentioned as well, in terms of just the skill difference. If we look at Group A in North America, 100 Thieves deserve to be in Group A, whereas for Group B, for me, it is like the tier 2 scene kind of a little bit. When we look at like the skill difference, 100 Thieves for me, I mean, they should win this 2-0. They are the better team, whereas the discussion should be like who gets the second seed in this group. Cloud9 has been the best team so far for that, but
How has he not been hit? How has he not been hit at all? No one's touched Jacob.
And he finally goes down, and JT, I mean, this is an okay answer, but Jacob got so much for that, and they just run him down at that point.
With the second map.
If you'd like to get into your
Look, his dancing around the E-box, it was great, but
You should still get hit at least once.
you should, surely.
Like catch him like in the toe.
A shot in the toe,
Anything.
a stray bullet, surely, with Glock's 20 bullets, but, once again, I'm just going to say Jacob did a good job dancing.
For Group B, for me, it is like the tier 2 scene.
A lot of
kinda
good pressure
bit,
there.
We look at like
Great
the skill
disco
difference.
moves.
100 Thieves for me, I mean, they should win this 2-0.
And that's not the start you wanted if you're Cloud9. Not even the bomb downs, full save.
Cloud9 has been the best team so far for that, but
One flashbang. Usually you tend to go in around these rounds to try and get the bomb down, go up or whatever. It's a flashbang out though. Still this focus is still the same though. The focus should be get the bomb down, get some more money on the board for the next round as well. It's not going to be a buy no matter what, but we're talking difference between AK armor or AK armor full buy or utility. Same thing with the ops. And because of Cloud9's scrappy pistol and also scrappy second round, they don't get a kill, so they don't get the op or the option of an op. Even if it's glass cannon, it's just gonna be pure AKs here.
Maybe an SMG feeling a little bit spicy. Floppy goes for the Galil for full set of nades. I like that. Shout out to Floppy.
Might have needed the nade for the strategy that they're calling as well for the Molotov.
Yep.
And I mean, the op doesn't necessarily, I mean, it would be great to have. It doesn't necessarily matter because look at the buy you're going up against. I mean,
It's always a bonus round.
yeah,
Exactly.
even this round feels like the cloud9 buy is stronger than 100 Thieves.
For the next round as well.
Indeed, it is. And especially here as well, we talk about bonus round. For CT side, we had 2 SMGs being bought out by 100 Thieves and 2 Famas. So the buy is weak.
Scrappy pistol and also
Still very much winnable though, but this does tend to favor the T side for the first weapon round here, especially if you do it well enough. They have enough nades here for an inner execute as well.
SMG feeling a little bit spicy. Floppy goes for the
And Christine talked about it.
I like that.
We talked highly about JKS here on the inner bomb site.
Strategy that they're calling as well.
That
He did.
flash,
And I mean, the
oh,
op
that
doesn't necessarily-
kill
I mean,
might
it's
have
great
taken a
going
little bit
up,
longer
it
than
doesn't
he
matter.
wanted, but that works.
Oh, they got the flashbang was perfect. He was blind for like a full 30 seconds. Gratisfaction going to be forced out due to the Molotov. Not concerned about lower ramp just yet. There's the drop down into ladder room. And ooh, 100 Thieves started rotating early, but
Okay.
Well,
Okay. Get him. One more.
that is a spicy meatball from Aza. Oh, he wanted that so bad.
Dang, that was so close too.
He was tapping away for that headshot. That's not even legal. That's not fair from Aza.
Dude, that's when you turn into a screen. You get the third one as well, and you can see that on the 4th kill also, because you're like, oh my god, I'm so on point. Like, I'm just like the Australian version of Scream.
Yeah.
And then you start swiffing around. I mean, it's such a nice
And then
sequence.
you're like, yeah, I am the
1-1-1.
Australian version of Scream.
Yeah.
Might have taken
That's
a little
funny.
bit longer than he wanted, but that
I
works.
got you there, Jason.
Flashbang was perfect. He's blind for
You know who
full
didn't get
30
it?
seconds.
Cloud9. Not a single flashbang coming out on that outside bomb site. It's 1-1-1. As takes advantage of that.
I'm amazed they called a fake. 100 Thieves started rotating early when you didn't have anyone in ladder room.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
No, they did. He died.
Get him.
Remember?
That-
He
yeah.
pushed into ladder initially.
I'm not sure what made Cloud9 panic so much there either, to be honest with you. But nice pick off from JT with a perfect set flash from OC. And another one.
This is dangerous. Gratisfaction now stepping up, and they're bringing it back a little bit. That's a big time kill. And it's all JKS. They know where he is. He can't go anywhere. He's locked in. If they double peek this, that needed to be a quick headshot. And that is 100 Thieves getting
That's
caught.
a disaster.
That's awful positioning. I'll
Not a
say.
single flashbang coming out on that outside bomb
Maybe a
site.
little
It's
overconfident. I mean, I
1-1-1.
like the
As takes
re-aggression from
advantage of that.
Gratisfaction there, but the other two players definitely got caught all out of sorts.
Yeah, they needed to. At least it's on the fly calling there from 100 Thieves. Like you, as you said, like they kind of needed to re-aggress because they were completely stuck, right? They had Cloud9 had a lot of map control considering it was pretty much a very sloppy buy. And positioning wise, 400 Thieves, like we mentioned, wasn't great.
And another one.
This is dangerous. Gratisfaction now stepping
Fast
up,
round
and
again
they're
here from
bringing it back a little
Cloud9.
bit. That's a big time kill.
Pretty much the same round, but with full weapons instead. And the flashbang through the smoke, very common. We saw Orgulus a lot do this, but
I think there
Isn't
was a flashbang. I think it went behind JKS.
I think that was a Molotov. I think MOTM mistimed that.
yeah, it's definitely a mistime because usually like the smoke goes down and you want to work the smoke until it's like 1 second left, and then the expo flash comes on and you kind of hit the bomb site. Instead here, it's a little bit too aggressive, I'd say. You want to flash through the smoke.
A little bit over eager from MOTM.
Yeah.
And especially, you know, we talk about the whole thing of like economy and also when to go aggressive and when not to go aggressive. This is a round that is just very clear of like the last round, for example. They want to try and catch 100 Thieves off guard, but they have to be mindful of their own economy. That's a wash of a round. You have full sets of nades and stuff like that. And you rush outside. If you lose that round, which is basically what happened, you're forced on a save. And what happens then for 100 Thieves? I mean, obviously, they're also worried about building their economy and building bank. This is like the best case for them here. Because usually, like, the smoke goes down and you want to work the smoke until it's like 1 second left, and then the expo flash comes on, you kind of hit the bomb site.
Towards that inner bomb site, he's all alone for the moment. He's going to have plenty of bodies sent his way. Jacob is just getting back now, and it might be the perfect timing to at least get one kill, and that's it. JKS now in the open. He's found one. A second with that Tech 9, not able to do anything. And ooh, that's a nice, clean headshot.
But they have to be mindful of their own economy. That's a wash of a round.
That AK doing huge work for JKS. There was a moment that he looked like he could have gotten caught now, especially because his mate got picked off for just a 1-for-1, but he recovers, and he recovers really nicely. Especially because the very first kill he got was Floppy, which was one of the 2 AKs that Cloud9 actually invested into in that round.
And this one you should start getting a little bit worried if you're a Cloud9 fan, because like as Christine pointed out, like Cloud9's, if we look at this map as a whole, like the T side should be the side that they really get, you know, they win the half, you know, they come into seed side with, you know, good economy and stuff like that. It's still only round number 7, but you know, they only have 1 round in their name right now on the T side. It's not a pull by, but they need to keep, they need to start stringing some rounds together here. Economy as well on the 100 Thieves side is really good. You're not going to put these guys on an eco, even if with this round win.
Yeah, this has been a great start for 100 Thieves. Again, only 1 player at the inner bomb site, Mr. Savage. This time looking for the off-angle drop, and that's an easy kill. That angle is, I'm surprised we don't see it used more often in Proceus, but that's a pretty filthy angle.
Especially if you're playing retake on inner bomb side instead, like as well. Like he gets the 1 kill, he's done his job. He's also staying alive here as well. We do have nades as well on the 100 Thieves side for the retake, and we look at Cloud9, there's nothing left. So this is all about taking the duels, taking the trades as well. You can't just stay defensive here because you're gonna lose the round.
Nice kill with the Galil, but Floppy's got to be more, but there's way too many bodies, and that is a nice little domino effect we got from the Observer. Shout out to DJ.
That was fast, and you're right, Robin. That reaction from JKS, I love that. Everything about his movement after that first initial kill was to perfection. Even the flashbang to follow up for his mate to come out connector there. Everything is off the back of JKS here, his communication, and the pace that he brings to enable this retake to actually happen. So 100 Thieves, man, this was a dominant inner hold. And once again, Cloud9, they're buying off of scraps. Sure, they have all the utility. The reason I say scraps is because we haven't seen a single op come out. And I know how much Sonic loves wielding that op. I know how much OC brings impact with that op. So this is Cloud9 thinking they need as many rounds as they can.
Yeah, and again, you know, round number 8 now, you know, they got the bomb down, sure. No timeouts being called, and sure, like it's get to a point as well. I understand you're starting to get stressed in the sense of like we need more rounds on the board. But if you notice again and again, you know, like it's been round number 8, you have to like be able to take a timeout here and talk a little bit what's going on. If the idea is like, oh, we've just been playing aggressive for like 8 rounds in a row, here is a little bit of a slower round from Cloud9. I do like that, but just the whole thing of like adapting to what we're currently seeing on that CT side. That's a great little start here from OC Dawn to Lias.
I don't think Liaz expected them to become an Ivy. He hasn't had to really deal with a whole lot of pressure from that part of the map. He was just thinking if he could get a chill again.
He might have fallen asleep there.
Yeah. Well, we woke up now.
Definitely awake. And MOTM, he's still lurking. I think this is a re-exec on the outside yard here.
Yeah, why not? It's weakened up, and 3 players going to be out there. And you can start to see JKS going for a flank, so these kills coming quick are a thing of beauty. Also with 1 in response. Jacob needs to handle business there, but he's not able to do it, and now Ozza's looking the wrong way. Jacob's still alive. They're wrapping on his position, and it's all down to Justin Savage. He's got the bomb in the open, though, and this could be a timing, and Sonic finishes him off. Scrappy.
Scrappy, scrappy, scrappy. And I definitely saw a world where Mr. Savage won that one out with that flashbang, but Sonic definitely gets the better of him there, and that was a nice round from Cloud9. I mean, they were in full control, and that's definitely not something we could have said of Cloud9 quite yet in this first half. And in this round, you know, after they get that initial pick onto Liaz and Ivy, that pause, that re-aggress, that re-execute,
yeah,
it was just full control all the way through and through.
That was well done from Cloud9. You like to see that. Floppy. Nice shot in the last round. As he's going to have a chance. There's the pop flash. Gratisfaction's got him blind. I'd love to see how blind. Floppy probably wouldn't. Man, those icons are like the most low-key BM thing in the world. When you see that someone was blind on the other side, you're just like, God damn it.
I do think it kind of encourages people to be more teamworking, you know? You want to see your name up there. you want to say, oh, how blind were they, you know? And get that instant gratification.
The vain, narcissistic corner of our minds is like, I need my name up on that scoreboard.
Yep.
Well, cloud9's still not able to string rounds together, and the really unfortunate part is after that round win, they let 4 players survive on 100 Thieves. And this is one of those maps, I mean, you have to be really strong mentally to you know, you're going to go through runs like this on your T side, and it can be hard to deal with if you just cannot consistently win. But you have to just keep grinding at the economy of your opponents.
And also, I don't like that MOTM. I mean, sure, you got the pick on Liaz last round, but he fell asleep. He's not going to let you just come out and dry peek him again. You know, he's going to be ready for that from here on out. So definitely, I wish there was a little more thought process there. If you were going to put pressure towards that Ivy, once again, then there should have been a little more emphasis on it. And oh my JKS, he knows.
Oh my god, he pegs him in the face with a nade. I love it. That could have been so dangerous for JKS if he doesn't hit him with the grenade. 7-2, a 3-man advantage for 100 Thieves. JKS doesn't even go down in that exchange.
Yeah, and with 5 members alive here as well for 100 Thieves, like you had mentioned, economy isn't looking that great considering it's going to be 8-2, but it's looking a hell of a lot better than on the cloud9 end. And again, we talk about these things with the timeouts and stuff like that. I feel like not a lot have been talked about so far. But I would like to note as well, since we are playing online, coaches are allowed to talk at all times. So we do tend to see much less timeouts and stuff being called overall, just for that exact reason. Timeouts should be called or used nowadays when it's online. Sure, if you want to talk about stuff, that's all well and good. But timeouts nowadays as well, since the coach is allowed to talk at all times, could also just be used to like take a breather, or maybe even like to talk about a little bit more things as well. Like even though like you might mention, or one of the things that I say of like, oh, I might have a different idea, you know, watching the game as a coach of like what's currently going on. But you know, for example, if my Ivy player is saying, hey, like, you know, what you're telling me sounds all well and good, but I can't get to that point. Like, I need help. Like, this doesn't work. This is where time has come in as well. Like, you have to talk to one another. Like, where do you need help? Where are you struggling early on?
Yeah. And
come up with some solutions again. And we see, again, Christine pointed out, but we have another Cloud9 round here with a full buy, but this time around we are going to see that op on OC. We have not seen that all too much so far this half. So I'm hoping this will be at least a little bit of a default. Just like go a little bit for picks. I say that, but Sonic is already out team main. Oh my god, the madman. This is on off the buy of an AWP as well. Something you have not had before.
They failed this play earlier, and there's a gap in that smoke, which I think makes it even more dangerous. I don't even know if Sonic realizes about that gap, but if he was to try to get into position, okay, now Jacob's giving up his angle. Good swing from Sonic. Good trade and follow-up from Gratisfaction, and the defense once again holds strong. 9-2.
I feel like Cloud9 is honestly already out of options. Like one of the things we talk about is one of the things we talk about on this map in particular as well, you know, for example, you might have the question of like, oh, why would you pick a train over a Dust 2, for example? When you are a lesser team, for example, on a T side, you have less options on this T side if it actually ends up, if you're not getting any payoff. Whereas for a Dust 2, it's very basic, you know, you can always be switch, you can always just rush A, for example, and whatnot. If you get stuck on the T side on train, for example, you tend to run out of options real quick, and it's worrisome here for Cloud9. It's another eco, you have an AK on the board for MOTM, he does get the entry here, but it's a 9-2, and you have only 4 rounds to play with. Another trade here from Jacob as well makes it 4-on-4, and again, we talk about the whole thing with utility. Cloud9 has none.
The biggest problem Cloud9's had in this half is they've never even had it close to 100 Thieves being broken in terms of their money. That's usually that can be one economic break for a T side on train can be like the difference between having a decent enough half to come back and just having a disaster. And unfortunately, this half is lending itself towards the disaster end of that spectrum. And just on an individual level, these 100 Thieves guys are playing so well at the moment.
They are. I mean, but MOTM made it a little bit interesting just to die to a Kobe grenade there by Mr. Savage. But yeah, I mean, 100 Thieves, they're hitting on all cylinders, but I have to give a shout out for MOTM there. I like the play, you know. he bullied Liaz one round, then got bullied himself, and in this full save, he just buys the heroic can and handles business again. But Liaz, man, that mouse jump is that.
He's had maybe 2 sequences over towards Ivy that he would hope that we didn't catch on stream, and we've caught him both. I still get amazed at how many times we see professional players with a mouse wheel jump mistake.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Well, you say the mistake, but is it really a mistake?
Listen, I'd say if it happens in a game, you unbind the mouse wheel. Like, get that shit out.
No.
Take that shit off.
Get a new mouse?
Listen, I've never had the mouse wheel jump happen to me.
Maybe
I'm not a psychopath.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you in some sense. Like, if this happens again and again, obviously, like, you want to find a solution. Like, you should probably not have it. But I do think the mouse will jump, especially for a lot of the players. Like, it adds a different, like, kind of depth in terms of your movement, right? And
yeah.
I feel like with that in mind, then it's kind of worth having even the possibility of having a missed round. For example, when you have a missed jump.
Azure under a lot of pressure. Grat. Oh, he wanted to help Gratisfaction there, but OC had his back the entire time. You know, this was a good round from Sonic to initiate and punish 100 Thieves, but this was also off the back of a fluffed flashbang. You saw Liaz fully believing in that flash, but it didn't get Sonic at all. Sonic was ready in T-mid, and they get punished for it.
Money is still, considering it's 10-3, money is still not great on the 100 Thieves side. Obviously, it's very late into the half so far, but if cloud9 manages to get this one round, you will force at least a really crappy last buy round. 400 Thieves heading into the second half, but this one is super important. It's on the verge of this round. We're already outside. It's another fast round at least, so taking initial control, but again, Sonic goes down on the hands of Gratisfaction with that off, and Jacob. That's a team flash from OC actually on JT and MOTM, and Jacob obviously just, oh man. This is so rough, honestly, to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, because I had mentioned the whole thing of, like, when you kind of get stuck on the T side on this map, compared to, for example, a Dust 2, that's just a very basic map, this is what happens, because you don't know, you have no answer. So, like, the only thing you can really get going for you is, like, let's just keep rushing outside, let's keep going outside, and stuff like that. That works for one round. Once that is over, then for 100 Thieves, when you talk about with the smokes being down and stuff, they're not going to over-rotate. They're going to wait for the smokes to fade. They're going to flash over it, and they're going to make sure that everything is cleared before they make the rotates. Yeah. Cloud9 needs to realize this. They're better off, honestly, just rushing inner bomb side at this point.
100 Thieves, man, they're doing such a fantastic job maintaining their crossfires outside. Jacob is doing so much work working off of Azure and Liaz's contact on that bomb train. He did a fantastic job reacting there, and Liaz once again under a little bit of pressure here. A lot of pressure. There's 2 members of Cloud9 actually, MOTM and OC once again. And OC's had a huge round with this AWP a couple of times in this series, but honestly, Cloud9 haven't had the money to get him involved, and here we go again. OC with an opening, a chance, but already earlier on, Floppy was actually the first man down to go down.
That's a missed smoke towards Ivy. I mean, there's 2 in that exact same spot, but one of them is the T side that must have hit a weird light fixture. So that's a bit of a kick in the dick.
Yeah, I mean, and for him, that's just supposed to be like a fake smoke of like, hey, let's just like try and push the Ivy guy. He was going to rotate anyway, but what they don't realize is that it's so much information for the 100 Thieves side, because obviously now it's completely smoked off. You know for a fact that there's no one coming Ivy, so now it's all about like making sure that you get your crowns covered of like ladder room and also main control. But it's a 2-on-2. Cloud9 gets to make their way out as well, and it's very aggressive play. Gratisfaction with 1 HP left. Can Cloud9 make it 4? Or will 100 Thieves end this half with a 12-3 scoreline?
How do you play a clutch like this with 1 HP? 10 seconds.
The thing that bodes well for him is, okay, OC, he's been communicated to that Grat is low, so he decides to get this 8K, which actually is super in his favor. Grat thinks he's going towards T-com, but OC, he's going quad and hell area.
No, I think he knows he has so much time left in the bomb timer that this could be a nasty little peek. Putting all his faith in the Deagle. OC never going to check towards Sandwich. He hasn't turned yet. Easy one tap. Gratisfaction.
What a read.
1 health And that is an alpha
He got
clutch.
3 kills with 1 HP.
Yeah,
3.
fine work with the op. What a god tier round from Gratisfaction. 12-3 is the scoreline at half. 100 Thieves looking to put Cloud9 away quickly. And we're going to go to a break, and we'll be right back. All right, potentially the final half of the day here at CS Summit 6. 12-3 in the favor of 100 Thieves. They also took the first map emphatically, I believe 16-7-ish, give or take. And I mean, with a pistol round win here, we could be marching off to an early finish.
That's definitely not what Cloud9 wanted at the start of this day. So
Well, I mean, here's a good way to frame it, Christine. You said the T side for Cloud9 was going to be where they make or break train.
yeah.
How worried are you right now?
Well, you know, let's go, Floppy. You know, he's been a little quiet this series. That's not that jump from Liaz. He just outplays Floppy, out aims him, and he goes down. And right away, already, 100
my dear God.
Liaz is just on one today. Everyone's getting gushed. Cloud9.
Oh, there's MOTM dropped. Liaz is having, you're right, quite a day. He has hit some stunning shots. Bomb's going to get planted. If JKS can get away, he's got a Molotov as well. There's no smoke for the CT side. They do have a kit.
Oh.
And, oh, that's sick. Even still, if this defuse does not get tapped early on, that Molotov is just going to end things before it begins. And unfortunately, that USP is not available for JKS.
Oh, man. This is about to be the easiest clutch of JKS's life. Oh, they found a
they
smoke.
Do have a smoke. Ooh, they
They picked it up.
Oh, dear. Another one.
Uh-oh.
Go for the knife. He's right on the corner. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, he's got it. He sees the leg. He knows where the back is.
That's a nice recovery from JKS, because those rounds are the rounds that get tricky, but also that smoke was kind of whack. Why wouldn't you drop it at the bottom of the train? You drop it at the top of the train there, and you leave so much exposed.
Yeah, shows his leg.
Yeah.
Shows his pretty little ankle. Well then, 13-3, and Cloud9's just, they're buying everything they can from here on out. There's no save rounds. There's no such thing as a save when you're down this much.
We
You're
got
just
4
going for it.
scouts.
Yeah, why not?
Let's go, Scouts knives.
Lower that gravity. Let's rock and roll.
Cloud9 looking at dinner plans already. Saturday evening, 4:20 p.m. Blaze it. This is a must-win round here from Cloud9. Jason, this is a question that you would ask me. What would you say to your team if this is their
I do
them
it,
at the moment?
I do,
And
it,
you know
I do
what?
it with every coach because I want to see if we've gotten to the point yet where we're having like Hollywood, Disney-style motivational speeches.
I mean, listen, man. I feel like it's pretty apparent. Here's the thing as well. Like, obviously, you know, when you flip to the side, and especially now, I feel like maybe people have like a hard time understanding this as well. But like, because it's online, the mentality of like, even if it's a very important game, there's no roars from the audience. There's nothing there. There's no adrenaline and stuff like that. You want to win the game, but there's nothing really like. Even if you win a nice round, for example, like that. Like the hype is like it's really hard to get back into, and you know, to Christine's point, if the winning concept here, and especially for Cloud9, you're like, oh my god, we're gonna pick Train because we know for a fact we have a fantastic T side, and that's where we win games. And you kind of flip the switch and you flip the sides and you go off with that kind of a half. It's very difficult. Now you're praying, Jason. You know, if you're the coach, you're praying at this point.
You just got your fingers crossed, your rabbit foot out.
You're saying, Sonic, I need a 30 bomb. Get us overtime.
Gonna need 30 kills out of you in this half. Well, the 4 scout strategy is a nice start. Okay, here we go. Rush down the lower ramp, floppy. Oh, that's so much damage. That's so much damage, but he just couldn't get anything done. Follow-up nade is going to do it. That's the bomb on the ground. And a man advantage in a 4-on-3. Sonic going to try and stop the plant, but he's going to be late.
And that's the 400 Thieves. At least you're happy with this. You get 1 kill, you get the bomb down. For Cloud9 at least, they're holding on with another round on the board here, and what's good enough for them at least, when we look at the positives at least, they had 4 members alive there, so money is looking good. They can afford, you know, to have like a one-off, oh, it's a scrappy round, for example, but they don't have a lot of those. It's 13 rounds in favor of 100 Thieves. Cloud9 need 11 here to win. So this is a start. We don't have an op though, but 2 FAMAs, 1 AK and 2 M4s. And another save round here from 100 Thieves. So we talk about comeback potential and stuff like that, and what are the necessary steps. This is a fantastic start from Cloud9, honestly. You know, they have 5 members alive here. Even the 4 alive here, they're building bank, and even if they lose the one-off round, they still can afford to buy. The most dangerous thing here for Cloud9 is, you know, if they hit number 14 or even number 15, and you're forced on this like pistol kind of buy, that's really not what you want to happen here.
They need to get up to like 9 rounds before 100 Thieves win. They need to like rattle off like 4 or 5 rounds in a row. Close this gap real quick.
Definitely not a lot to work with, for sure. But 100 Thieves, this is just kind of throwaway round. I mean, last round we said they were going to be happy with the plant. This round, they're really, really going to be happy if they can even get away with the plant. That flashbang is the only one that they have, and it does not provide any kills. Ooh, JKS, that's a... Surely not.
Get it.
He
Get
dinked
it.
him.
Get it.
Oh.
It's P250s, man. P250.
Just
That's a cool looking
away.
skin. We talk about
That one?
skins. It's a cool looking skin.
Wait, this one?
Yep. I like it.
What is it exactly? Is
Is
that
it
a...
a
It's
serpent?
sort of
Is
like
it
a
serpent?
raptor head, or like, you know, has some teeth in there.
It kind of looks like the AK, the serpent one. The AK?
Fire serpent?
Well, that's
serpent,
that's
yeah.
a serpent. I think this one is like an alligator.
Okay. The green's throwing me off, I guess.
He doesn't have the matching gloves either, so he can get the hell out of my industry.
Yeah, not a lot of effort put into that. What are you doing?
Some people just don't care about fashion.
Yeah. The nerve. We got an AWP out on the T side for Gratisfaction here early on. And OC to answer right away as well. And it looks like JKS, he's just going to be extinguishing this Molotov, but no Molotov. He's out of there though. He's going for more. He's going to wait for some flashbangs and see if he can get a duel that he wants. And this is surely going to catch Cloud9 off guard. If he gets 2 here, it's going to be way too detrimental for Cloud9. But they recover here and pause the attack, but that's a lot of damage onto OC in the middle of bomb train.
Oh, another player goes up into heaven. They'll never expect that.
They're smart though, because they're waiting for the smokes at least. So at least there is some room for Lias here to have the potential. And he actually spots him because JT drops down. It's all up to OC here, alone on the bomb site. 1-on-3 bomb going down. Not going to happen. A very fast round coming in from 100 Thieves. Basically doing what Cloud9 tried to do to them, but a little bit better.
Yeah, a lot better, maybe too.
Yeah.
I mean, JKS, that movement out, T-Con, you even saw it. He was postured. Whether it was going to be a smoke or a Molotov, he was ready to extinguish it. He went out with those flashbangs, and man, it's surprising how much he caught Cloud9 off guard. I feel like they should have been ready for that just a little bit, but he caught them off guard, blind and surprised.
I think Cloud9's actually lucky that he saw so many people. He saw like 3 different people at 3 different positions, and if he had just only spotted like 1 or 2, the decision to make would have been clear.
Yeah.
But the fact that he had to consider so many different targets, I think, really kind of slowed him down.
For sure.
And this is what I had mentioned. We look at the last 2 rounds from Cloud9. It's been pretty dominant in the sense of like they've had a lot of members alive. But even on this round, Floppy is forced on a deagle. He gets the 2 running in the smoke there. It's a really nice round from him so far. But because the Cloud9 has done such a good job in the early stages of this half so far, we at least see the whole thing I was talking about. They can't afford a mistake. They can't afford to lose the 1 round. This is a very important round for Cloud9. It's a 4-on-2 now, bomb down on the inner bomb site. Not a lot of nades left. We do have the molly, just goes down, and 2 flashbangs left. But they do have the man advantage. It's all about the trading game. JKS, oh my god. Is it going to happen?
He's even isolated himself from MOTM. There's the turnaround inside of the smoke. Aza, very low, but he's got that Molotov again, and the bomb timer is so deep. Here it comes. Ooh, that's a full 10-second defuse. This is not going to end well. No kits.
It's
rounds over. Man, those kills from JKS were a thing of beauty.
And he really needed him, right? He was under so much pressure. At any point, he was worried about his upper heaven, the oil train. But he handled himself well. That flashbang was everything for him, blinding both of the Cloud9 members.
For me, this has just been a game of class difference. You know, like we talked about, even if we look at the groups and stuff like that, I do feel like 100 Thieves, they do deserve to be in that Group A. And obviously, I say deserve. You don't want to be in Group A because it's a group of death. But if we look at the class difference, if we look at Group B, we have 1 team with a stand, and we have Cloud9. That's obviously, yeah, they're a good team, but they're a tier 2 team. And then we have the Gen G, that's supposed to be the 2nd best team in this group, have been struggling. And on top of that, then you have a 100 Thieves team that's a top 10 roster. You know, they've been struggling a little bit. New coach as well. We talk about the honeymoon period. It's just very apparent here. I think that they had a lot of like maybe small things or small gaps to kind of fix, and you can definitely tell here the turnaround here, even for I'm a Pet as well on this coaching lineup, of really making 100 Thieves at least for the short duration more consistent.
Helps that Gratisfaction is having a good game. When he plays well, this team gets to a whole new level.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, JT with the scout. That's a nice tag to start things off. Sonic, he's trying to be a menace right now towards this ladder, but he's about to be in some real trouble if he doesn't get the timings right here.
So
He's all alone.
The power drop.
Yeah. There's just so many different approaches, hey? Which one is your favorite?
To watch?
Yeah.
I like the double drop.
Double drop?
Double drop's a good time, especially if it's defended against well, because it's a thing of beauty when you kill that lower totem of the pole, and then you get a nice easy, someone else drops into the crosshair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the most fun person to watch with the way they attack ladder room is Rops.
It is a thing of
stylistically,
beauty.
it's just a lot of fun.
It's a nice read from Cloud9 here, though. It's actually on the inner bomb side stack with a really nice flank. Look at the HP, though, on 100 Thieves. It's still a 2-on-2, but I mean, we have 4 and 7 HP.
Oh, my lord.
This round.
Sonic.
He's gonna, yeah.
Oh, no.
And his teammate, oh my goodness. Who, that was Sonic, right?
Yeah. He got 2 kills, in fairness. He just ran out of bullets with that SMG, and then he gets turned around in that AWP. Shoved where the sun don't shine.
Just to talk about how dominant of a series this was.
Yeah.
It's been an hour and a half. We played 2 maps. We've had a 15-minute break in between.
It's not even MR12.
It's not even MR12. This series was concluded within 1 hour 15. Cloud9 just gets absolutely smashed, absolutely trashed.
Big fan of the speed run. Big fan of the speed run. Yeah,
you can definitely tell the class difference too. I mean, 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it wasn't even a competition. I don't have a lot of... Cloud9 played really well versus Gen G, and I actually don't think it's to a fault of them in the sense of like losing this game. I do just think it's just a very clear class difference of... Yeah. I can obviously talk a lot about holes of like the Cloud9 and stuff like that, but honestly, at the end of the day, I just think that 100 Thieves, in terms of, when we look at the, you know, the rankings and we look at the tier ratings and stuff like that, Cloud9 probably does not deserve to play 100 Thieves currently in this landscape.
I definitely have to agree. And you saw, I mean, the different layers. At any point, whether 100 Thieves were at a disadvantage or at an advantage, they had the layers to back them up with whatever pickle that Cloud9 threw at them. We saw it with the 3v5 conversions. We saw it here on Train, even in those moments where Cloud9 looked postured to actually make a retake successful. There was the Molly play. There was the JKS factor. There was the Azure factor. There were so many different factors that 100 Thieves have in their back pocket that they can rely upon to actually win rounds. So I think that was hugely the difference here is that.
Nice. You guys really waxed lyrically. I thought we were all on the same team of, you know, getting off to those breaks, but we're gonna do it now. We're gonna do a break, and then we'll be right back.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.